Baby, one more time. Don't lose the sense of self in the collective. Hey guys, this is Uranus last dip into Taurus video. I will try my best to make it fun and lighthearted, yet Taurus and Uranus combination, in my personal opinion, is like a ton of bricks that we never wanted, but so much needed. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and this particular transit will have Venus kind of always hawking and praying and prying around Taurus in the most annoying, maybe confrontational ways, as Uranus is trying to get out of Taurus for the last time in 80 plus years. So this is how long it takes for Uranus to go around the sun. And you see how clumsy everything about it is, even with this video. Definitely a signature. What lesson has Uranus in Taurus transpired for us within the last about 7 years? I would say from 2018 it has been in Taurus. Uranus has been in Taurus for a while, and it finally got out of it into Gemini, only to come back into Taurus in its retrograde motion once again. The dates are. And by the way, if you really want to know what you're up against and what you have been experiencing while Uranus has been in Gemini, please make sure to check out the video I have created on Uranus and Gemini. It has been one of my most popular videos where I just freestyle like a pro with this beautiful, harmonious signature. Uranus is ruled by Aquarius, which is an air sign. Gemini is an air sign. They just mesh. Unlike Uranus in Taurus, because Taurus is squaring Aquarius. But guys, let me just give you the dates so you know when to get your bricks in order, so to say. And what bricks you maybe no longer need. Maybe some of them have expired and it's time to build something else, something different. Or maybe just use a whole different technology about building, yeah? So Taurus is a builder. Uranus is innovative, freedom-loving planet where no rules really matter. We can even make a house out of paper, like those 3 piglets, yeah? One made it out of hay, the other one made it out of wishful thinking. And in the end, the wind took it all. And yeah, the wind is nature. Taurus is nature. Taurus is earth sign, the earth sign, the fixed earth, feminine archetype, Mother Nature, Tara. Tara is the higher harmonic earth that we reside in. Tara is more like that utopian earth. And Uranus perhaps was hinting on utopian earth, yet look at where we are now. Is it utopia? What about your personal life? What about your affairs, your money situation? Venus is the ruler of Taurus, also is about relationships. How is those things going? Let's all break it down. What is this last dip signifying? What is the lesson for each of the 12 signs? Before we do that, I would like to run quickly through some dates so that you have your brick situation sorted, yeah? Don't break your back with those bricks. Like Taurus can feel like a ton of bricks. You don't want to overpay your chiropractor after this transit. It will last until literally end of April next year. And many months to go before we learn our lesson, yet the time goes by so fast. And once Uranus goes back into Gemini again, oh boy, it will be a different world. I hope utopia is still on the cards. But by the looks of it, guys, again, our free will and our declaration and what we agree to and what we don't agree to is all very defining. So do not fall into this fate or fatalism or all these things. Things are still up in the air. I'm not sure if this is my good angle, huh? Things are still up in the air, and we have still some time before the lesson is learned. What is the lesson? So Uranus goes retrograde in Gemini on the 7th of September 2025. At the same time, we have a lunar eclipse in Pisces, which is like a very awkward position. Like nothing is very certain. Nothing is certain. We had all these new energies with the Uranus in Gemini. Make sure you have a look at that video. It's really nice and compact and precise, like 2.5 minutes, bang, for each sign, and people love it. Have a look at that, revisit that, what Uranus in Gemini brought into your life this year as it entered Gemini. But now it's retrieving from the 7th of September into slowly, like it's still in Gemini. It's happening literally, starting its retrograde motion as the lunar eclipse, full moon in Pisces, lunar eclipse is happening. And it's awkward, but doable. Then we have on the 8th of November, Uranus is entering Taurus in its retrograde motion. Interestingly, Venus, the ruler of Taurus, will be at the opposite end of the zodiac as it enters Scorpio. I would suggest this retrograde motion of Uranus in Taurus it's not very friendly. It's like a hard lesson. It's a lesson that is hard. There's no harmonious aspect between the ruler of Taurus and Uranus as Uranus moving around. Venus is always catching in the opposite gang or squaring or something. It's crazy. Pretty crazy. So I'm like, guys, bricks. Not like the bricks, the Brazilian one. The building, what you build with the brick, the building. I don't know. That's what comes to me. I'm not talking about that alliance thing, no. We're talking about the material, the material nature that you actually use as tools to build something. Taurus is a builder, and Uranus is the freedom-giving, expansive, chaotic, volatile expansion, and I'll leave it there. 4th of February 2026, Uranus goes direct in Taurus. It finally stopped retrograding. It goes direct. Venus at this moment is loosely squaring Uranus in Taurus from Aquarius. She's got some beef, literally, with this whole situation. Uranus is not happy in Taurus as it is in archetypal kind of merge. It's like a reestablishment of sense of worth, but through this charge. And the charge it's not like a recharge. It's like charge, like jolt. Wake the hell up. Wake up. What are you doing? Wake up. Time to do something. Or maybe not. Maybe it's not the time to do anything. What is the quality of Taurus? Taurus is patient but stubborn. Maybe you lose your patience, maybe you lose your stubbornness. It gives me this Reek from Game of Thrones vibe, the Greyjoy guy who was like all bravado, and now he became a shell of a person. And I actually wanted to name this video Hulls in this movie. Yeah. It's not even funny. All right. And then, on the 25th, finally, for the last time in 80 plus years, 84 years, something like that, Uranus will be leaving Taurus and entering Gemini. Interestingly enough, Venus has already caught up to Uranus, and literally as they conjoin, Venus goes into Gemini one day earlier, and then Uranus goes into Gemini. So they became one. I've got goosebumps just talking about it. And then you, by that time, will know what action and inaction cost you. Because there will be a new moon in Taurus on the 17th of May, 2026. And Venus has moved a little bit along in Gemini. It will be at the end of Gemini. And it will be in a harmonious, perky kind of, hey, aspect. Hey, I see you, boo. With Mars, the action planet, the assertion planet. That will be in Aries by that time, on top of Chiron, the wounded, bullied hero, healer. I would just say that self-reliance and all these Taurian themes of self-reliance and your personal limitations will be confronted with the value you place on what you stand for and what you don't. This last dip of Uranus and Taurus is, in the end of the day, what you really want to do and what you really don't want to do. Okay? And the thing is, maybe everyone, Uranus is like a collective energy. Maybe everyone will be having these particular values and they will be flagging these values and be like saying, this is how it goes. But you're like, I'm allergic to that. I'm sorry, I can't have that. I'm allergic to it. What, shall I choke for you? Or shall I do what's right for me? Emotions and values and monies and manipulations, all of these things will be like like sunflower seeds, and then you spit it out. And you spit it out. What's the value? What's the nutrition? What is the seed that... And maybe sometimes you will try and eat the seed, and you realize that there's nothing there. Nothing inside. Is that the lesson of Uranus and Taurus? What were you up to since 2018? And this whole journey that humanity, Uranus, has undertaken within those years, and how it changed the way we make money, the way we value our relationships, the way we think about freedom. And once again, I will just say it like singular, the brick, one brick. What does your material look like? The one that you shape your life with. And who you depend on for the freedom to build what you are not allergic to, or grow what you're not allergic to. And in the first place, how did you get there? How did you become allergic? And how are you going to fix that? Okay, that's my introduction. I'm, again, giving you the metaphors just to stimulate your brain, because we need to use our brain more, I think, in the age of everything done for us, yeah? We'll catch you in the 12 signs. Make sure, or maybe just skip it. Maybe who cares? It's up to you. But I have created a video, Uranus in Gemini, beautiful video. I looked the part there this time. And yeah, it was very Gemini. Very upbeat and shiny. But Taurus, I love Tauruses, I love the archetype, but I think that we couldn't be further away from the true embodiment of Taurus on a biological, spiritual, emotional level, as Taurus in its healthiest form requires us to be aware, cautious, and have pleasure in simple things, in life, in breathing, in being like the lungs full of air, and that's bliss. That's Taurus. There's so much stuff that we need to be happy. That's the shadow side of Taurus: greed, stubbornness, suppressing emotions, the survival, like just surviving. We think cows overtaking the world versus just green fields that overtaking the world. Yeah, our sense of self as the main resource. Do we have access to our sense of self? And do we need to, like a seed, hatch out of that shell that preserves our sense of self? And then we hatch, and then like Uranus, letting go, freedom, yeah? Letting go of that for what? I'm telling you, between now and the 25th of April, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to go down related to money, to the sense of self, like all these, and the collective. A lot of Uranus is collective, so it's collective. Don't lose the sense of self in the collective. All right, catch you in the 12 signs. Thank you for being here, and thank you for commenting, sharing, and liking. I appreciate you. Subscribe to my channel, means the world to me. Make my day. Big kiss. So Aries, second house, Uranus will be retrieving from the third house of communication, the mind. Your mind was on fire, and now you have so many ideas, and now you're like, okay, what do I build with these ideas? Finally, I've got maybe a bigger map to work with, like a bigger vision, something good for the collective, something that is just so cutting edge that now I'm like, wow, okay, how do I dumb it down for everyone to assimilate? And how do I build it so that people don't get lost in the maze that I have just figured out how to navigate? But for everyone to get the benefit of it, now I need to go back and see what is actually the value I'm providing, and how can I express that, communicate that to the other folk so that they maybe buy your products, or just maybe on the same page, or they share the value. They like, this works, I like it. Where do I go? How do we help each other out? So the biggest pro of this Uranus retrograde into Taurus, the final dip, is unexpected boost in your value game that you provide, that's provided to you, maybe through technology, Uranus, maybe through like the new know-how. And you've been on this journey since 2018, but it was like the blind kitten in the beginning, and now you this final dip, you see it, and it's easy. And it's easy if you are taking on the best qualities of Taurus. So if you persevere, if you stubbornly acknowledge the value, and then you persevere. because it finishes with that Mars in the works, as I described in the introduction. Your actions, even though if they feel uncomfortable, they will matter. So every single action matters. Remember that. That's the pro of the transit. And the hole in the smoothie is you're fluctuating. It's like you're doing it and you see the map and you know the to-do list and you are making money in a new way and you are creating these services no one has come up with before, or maybe they have, but you are like revamping it and repackaging it in a cool way, like a cool, awesome way. And you see the value, but then there is something is in the spin again. And you're like, my God, like, why is this resistance? What is going on? And there will be this resistance. The resistance comes from your maybe self-worth or from other people's issues with their self-worth and they're projecting on you or something like, let me do my thing. Let me just do my thing and leave me alone. So it could be this fluctuation, or your relationship with abundance could be like, I don't really get it. So if I don't get it, I don't get it. But it's right there, it's yours. You just need to walk to it and take it out of the post box. The delivery is there. How do you anchor so that you don't get swished to the side of the road by the passing truck that's washing the streets, that hooks you and takes you with them, while the delivery is in the post, it's right there. All you have to do is just go get it. So it's for you, it's one of the best transits. For Aries is, you know how it's done, and you're not gonna be like a big surprise, like, oh my God, I didn't know it was you will know, and you will instinctually feel it. Your soul wants this, and your stability that has been fluctuating up and down, you got used to it. You got used to doing a breakdance in the morning when you wake up to get to your goals. Just, make it count. Everything has to be worth it. Every step is worth it. Make it worth it. And again, maybe this will hurt a bit, but freedom is, as you have already figured out, is worth more than stability at the cost of your soul sovereignty. Bullseye. Thank you, Aries, for being here, for listening. Thank you for sharing, liking, subscribing. I appreciate you being here, and I love you. Take care. Let me know how you go in the comments. Bye. Taurus, my sweet Taurus. What a ride. Hell of a ride. And almost there. Just hang on, honey. Hang on. Okay, so your biggest pro of this transit is that you have reinvented yourself to the point where you have a little bit like a personal makeover before and after. Have you seen those shows from the early 2000s when they were fixing the people's teeth, and the not very attractive person became a very good looking because they have had the work done? I'm not promoting all these cosmetic things, but think of it on a metaphorical level where you were not like fixing yourself, you were reinventing yourself. You were exploring expansion and freedom in how you instinctually feel yourself, and as it is within, so it is without. And now your life has really took a turn. And maybe, let's say you were, I don't know, child-free before, now you have a child, or the other way, it could be you had so much going for you, career or like a lot of people in your life, and now you turned into you just said no to material things, like in a way that is not necessarily like you became a hobo or something, but you've realized that, yeah, maybe you can't buy like happiness with money truly deeply. Yes, it's like a hit. It's like a dopamine hit to go and swipe your card and get a nice dress, or even do a facelift or whatever, get this shit happening. But then you go to sleep and you're like, and that's okay. That's okay, because you give yourself the freedom to experiment on yourself and really understand what actually in this process what are the highlights for you and what are the disappointments for you. I'm giving examples. Again, it could be different. Maybe you love your cosmetologist. Maybe you love your stylist, if you have one. Yeah. Maybe you fired your stylist. Maybe this is it. Like, you're like me, who you just try to fix your hair as you talk. Who cares? And you stop caring, and that's the biggest reinvention ever, because you have just, if you were the stubborn person before, now your stubbornness is in doing it your way. That is different from before 2018. Yeah. And what is the biggest lesson is you are not here to be predictable even to yourself. Who cares? Exactly. Who is this person, or are these people who care anymore? And it can be like a very sweet, in a sweet way, in an uplifting way, but it also can be in a bit of a disappointed way, ostracized way. That's like, exactly, who is there behind you? But yeah, again, with these identity shifts, they can feel destabilizing, and you are once again yet to experience maybe like the final stir, that dip, and the hull in the smoothie is you biting your own tongue. And at yourself, at your own inventions of yourself. Do not get discouraged. This will go away. And once it goes away in April, end of April 2026, it will feel like you've got a new set of values that is revised. Have a look at the video on Uranus in Gemini that I have created. The link is in the description, so that you just see the light at the end of the tunnel, because Uranus in the first house can get nasty, but do not blame your tongue that you bite. It's still your tongue. You're the only tongue you have. You are the only thing you actually have. So be gentle with yourself and keep trying. Reinventing doesn't mean scraping, redoing. It just means playing. Think of it as playing like kids are playing. Yeah, when they build, sometimes I play with my kid and we build a castle together, and I really hold on to this castle for some reason, and then he just breaks it and laughs, and I'm like getting upset, like, why did you do that? Which is like so strange. What can you say? We do get attached to the things being particular way. But with you, smoothie. Yeah, but don't get also so stubborn that you will start to chew the hulls, yeah? Spit them out, that's the thing. Keep it free. Keep it spacious. Give yourself enough room for these interventions to go either way, yeah? And keep on trying, keep on playing. And I appreciate you being here. And stay well, Taurus. Make sure your health is in good shape for this very telling period, because you would want to get conscious with this, yeah? Rather than sleepwalk through this. To reap the benefits when Uranus will finally leave your sign for another 84 years, never ever to be experienced in your life again, unless you're gonna, I don't know, do age reversal or something and live more than 100 years. Would you even want to? We shall see how it all transpires. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for sharing, liking, and thank you for subscribing. Let's grow this channel so more people get the benefits of this wisdom. And yeah, thank you. I love you. Bye. Gemini and Gemini rising, you have experienced for a tiny bit Uranus in Gemini, in your sign, in your first house. But as this year wraps up and the beginning of the next year, you're having again Uranus in Taurus. My goodness, the 12th house, the house of the unknown. But to be honest with you, let's spill the beans. The unknown has been known, and in the last 7 years, since 2018, 7-8 years, the unknown is been known and gone back to the unknown again, because there's something you just don't want to know anymore. But it's like something like you have seen it, you cannot unsee it. And this last dip of Uranus in Taurus is that reminder of what you have seen, what you have uncovered. And it's not just about like your mind, it's about your all layers, all dimensions, all your bodies, your astral, your emotional, your mental, your Buddhic, your Christic. It's all the bodies have been looked at. Jolt of consciousness coming in, and you you now know where to look when you want to describe something to someone. You know how. I just feel not like sorry for your next how many months it will be, but everything is in the introduction. Like pretty much everything that you need to hear is there, so make sure you watch that. Watch the video that I have made for Uranus in Gemini, link in the description, just to feel good again. Because what I'm about to say is cringe. It's like nails on the chalk. Okay, the biggest prawn of the transit is the trauma, the fears, the secrets. They will be covered and recovered, and they will stop there. Once Uranus gets out of Taurus, goes into Gemini, you will feel a sense of completion, that this completion is needed. The 12th house is the house of the endings of the cycle. A big, huge consciousness revamp has been like in the back burner, coming to the front to push something that is no longer serving you fully out, which is the trauma, the drama, all these triggers, the sabotage, all the 12, the hidden enemies within the psyche, the deepest waters of our spirituality are washing away anything that was stifling your growth and your evolution. You will be a better person by the end of this transit, more humble, more determined to do better, more determined to expect good from the world, from above, and the trust in yourself and your connection to the divine, the connection to the world, connection to this universe, and how, yes, this universe is duality. You're a Gemini, you know exactly what I'm saying here. That duality is that lesson. Having contempt, content, harmony in the disharmony, and how you harmonize all of it into a symphony. How do you stabilize, equalize? You're becoming a sound engineer of your soundtrack when you're sleeping. Something that doesn't disturb you, but supports you. Oh, okay. What would be the hull in the smoothie for you? This transit obviously is being confused. Am I good enough? Am I not good enough? Did I learn my lesson? If you're questioning whether you learned your lesson, that's probably the biggest hull in the smoothie for you, because you have really learned your lesson. You just need to maybe let go of this need to learn the lesson. The 12th house is about letting go, and Uranus he brings freedom. So be free to let go of something that just didn't work out, and you can wave it goodbye as the transit goes along. You said maybe it wasn't not really that necessary. Maybe it was not even needed. Who cares if you add flaxseed to your smoothie or not? Does it make that much of a difference? Yeah, the biggest lesson for you is that freedom starts in the mind first before it reaches the body. It comes from above before the rain pours down to the ground. The clouds have to form first. The higher dimensions have to be in alignment so that your physicality responds, because the material world, it's dense. It doesn't have that much flexibility, but the higher frequency dimensions, very quick. And you are here to experience those dualities once again before you that sparkling debut once again when Uranus enters your first house. And that will be the 25th of April next year, 2026. I'm wishing you best of luck in this journey. Take your time. 12th house, it requires patience, trust, compassion, and being conscious, yeah, and perceptive. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here, and appreciate you liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Let me know how you go in the comments. Gemini, heartfelt. Love you. Bye. Cancer and Cancer rising. I am excited for this transit for you because Uranus will be dipping its toes for the last time in your 11th house, the house of your network, your visions, your aspirations, and you have been given some room to do final, like putting a bow on it all and sharing it in a freestyle way, inviting new ideas that you can use to innovate upon before you can feel comfortable that you have done it before Uranus enters Gemini, which would be your 12th house. And that would be a different ball game altogether. If you want to know exactly what it is, have a look at the Uranus and Gemini video I have made, and the link is in the description. But for now, let's daydream once again with Uranus and Taurus, 11th house. Beautiful. I enjoy this transit for you, actually. Good. You will relax. You will, oh my God, it feels like almost as the last level in the arcade game that you've been trying to figure out and master, and now it's like that final round, or you have finished the game that you've been playing since 2018, and now you're like, let me just show off and see how good I get with this. And you will have a ball, I hope. Everyone else is crumbling. Everyone is scrambling and you are going at it, which is great. So the biggest pro of the transit would be you taking your vision, putting the final touches to your vision, and inviting and solidifying game-changing allies that are there to support your vision. You now know how to do it properly. You had a good practice, up and down, left and right sort of thing. And your mind is opening once again, and pretty much you understand now and you feel it physically that not all belonging is good belonging. You can see now, clear, and there is not even judgment there anymore. Before, maybe you could throw a little tantrum, but here it's like a matter of fact and Taurian way, yeah, where it doesn't have to be so emotional when you are sharing or not sharing your vision with other people, and even with yourself. The hull in the smoothie is, if you have been avoiding something, Uranus and Taurus can create chaotic environment where these things will come to the surface once again as an earthquake. And if you are not good with change management when it comes to your projects, it can stir some pot. It can create misalignment, vision clashes, chaos. Everything merges and then it dissipates and then it merges again. How do you navigate change, Cancer? The main thing to take away here in this transit is to use your sensitivity to feel what the other person or the other people, what are their doubts, and innovate on that information that you are prepared to explain it in a way that harmonizes it back to the new status quo. Maybe it's the same one where you started in 2018. There was that inspiration that you initially sketched. And what the irony is, maybe you would come back to that original sketch and see the flies falling. Boom, boom. I guess you were here to have revelation and then take it further in expanding your perceptive field in your consciousness when Uranus, having done all this work in Taurus in your house of networks and ambitions and aspirations and collective field, you now go to the consciousness upgrade as Uranus goes out of Taurus into Gemini. Make sure it doesn't leave with your feeling of, what was this whole thing for? Like, do not leave this empty-handed. Do not leave this feeling like you turned into a hull yourself. There's nothing left inside. Because even if you do, there will be a lot of action behind the scenes in your psyche for the next 8 years, as Uranus will be in Gemini in your 12th house, and You will get very compassionate to you even trying for the last 8 years. And that will renew your beliefs in yourself and in your vision. So just go for it. Rewatch the introduction and make every step and every ally and every talk you have, one-on-one or one-to-many, count. I believe in you and I love you. Thank you for being here, for watching, for subscribing, liking and sharing. This is the name of the game, and your 11th house probably will be in the same boat as me, asking people to share and subscribe, so you better do it. Love you, babe. See you next time. Bye. Leo, let me tell you, you're not gonna like this. What can I say? Time to shake it up. Take in your career. Keep your shirt on, baby. No need to go that far. Keep it on. But what a life-changing transit. Once again, Uranus has been rattling your career cages, and you came about. Look back in 2018, you were literally dreaming about where you are right now, but before you thought this is an easy exit, there will be a little test before you finally can blow up, right, in the scene. It's like something you have to finish, something that needs to be done in a way that grounds it a bit, which is good, but do you really want to get your hands dirty? Right? The call here is, again, Leo, to be authentic. This is what everyone wants these days. No one wants a person. I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to throw shade, okay? The other day I was listening to this astrologer. I'm not going to say the name, obviously, but it was like, and yes, the information was great, but why is it like, what? Do not do this to yourself so you can fit in nicely. Do not put your authenticity on the line if you are a bit more goofy or if you are unconventional. It's actually, this is the transit to solidify that and to accept that finally in the way you do your career, in the way you show out in the public sphere. Finally, it's the time and place for this kind of work on yourself. And that work will translate in other people fully resonating, not just with the information you put out there, but with your vocal box, with your authenticity, with your entire being, in the being that is the structure. You will be pulled, even if you are this mulling and like you ate too much gluten or something. I don't know. It will, Uranus and Taurus will push you. It will push you, and you'll have to learn how to fly in your authenticity. Otherwise you will, the fall is near. The winter is coming. I'm rewatching Game of Thrones, so that's where I get all my inspiration from. I've been rewatching the whole thing for 3 times, and actually I've only watched it not as when it came out, but when Uranus was in Taurus. How funny. So it's like watching Game of Thrones of your career for the third and final time. And loving all the bad characters, all the wrong ones, and loving them because, damn, they were authentic. Even if they were, like, what are they called? Crooks. Still authentic AF. Well, maybe we should learn, right? From the mighty and powerful of this world, as they show themselves to be eye roll of the year. This Uranus and Taurus for you, but hang in there. The hull in the smoothie for you is if you cling to the role, you will be propelled out of it. Let's say you've always performed in a Elvis Presley outfit. Or even, let's just say, talk about him. Like, he was skinny in the beginning, and then he gained weight. And then, well, he just had to tailor his jacket a little bit so he can fit. So the same thing here, not like body shaming anybody. I love all people in their all forms. And so will you. And so you will love yourself in all your forms. And you will tailor it as you go. And that will be cool and fine, because Uranus is freedom. Freedom from the role. Like, you don't have to suffocate yourself and fit into that jacket because you were wearing it 7 years ago, even like 6 months ago. Metaphor, again, and career. Think about career. What is the dynamic in your career that you are nurturing anymore with your previous version of yourself? Or that role. You maybe have outgrown your role, time to upgrade it. And you will have all the vocabulary for it by now, because you've been through this before. Time to do it again, and now let it rest before you blow up in a more comfortable jacket. It's more aerodynamic. Started very serious, but with Leo, every time I talk about you, Leo, I just get that reminder that it's not all that bad. Because you will be the one copying it the most. I'm joking. No, I love you, Leo, so much. Remember, your lesson of Uranus and Taurus is success is what you name it, because you are the one that represents your own success, rather than the territory that comes with it, or the people, or the higher-ups, or market, demand, supply. You are your own success story. That's it. Simple. Because you've lived this truth. You have lived the entire story, and it's not over yet. No, not over yet. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Love you. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. You're awesome. You're Leo. Remember that. Very lucky to be a Leo, okay? People who are born Leos, lucky. So use that and share that, and you can't go wrong. Bye-bye. Virgo and Virgo rising, Uranus will be dipping its toes back in the 9th house again. A question to you: what has happened since 2018 that cracked open your belief system open and wide? Because that doesn't happen all the time with Virgos. I mean, you guys are very flexible, mutable, quick on your feet, but you want to be good at things that you do. And this was a challenge of learning how to swim in the muddy waters, or maybe even in the sands, the sands of time, where you felt like, when is this going to end? And it's going to end soon, But before, give credit to you learning and teaching a new way of analyzing and critically approaching expansion in your life. You maybe moved to a different country altogether. Maybe you have become, you got a degree or upgraded your worldview to the point where you thought, oh my God, I was just so limited. And now look how many options I have when it comes to A, B, C. And give yourself some credit because you, out of all the signs, have done the most complicated work. Not everyone is as excited to learn new things. And oh boy, did you learn not just book smart, but street smart things. And this is the final revision. You're signing the autographs now of the book that you just wrote or read or published, things like that. You're signing the autographs and in your full glory, waiting for the next big adventure because you've done it. I like this transit for you. It's a harmonious dynamic here. You will not really be eating your own boogers while this transit is happening. You will be busy and you will not be, I hope, not so much complaining. The only complaint you might have is, oh, I could have done it better. But no, the actual lesson was that perfection is experiential. It is trial and error. You kept on trying. White belt, what is that saying? The black belt is the white belt that never quit. That's you. You've got that black belt and now you have maybe the necessity or you're pushed to teach it now, to teach your experience, to, maybe even monetize it online, all the teachings and the learnings you have learned along the way. I'm going to make a bad joke. I kind of want to. How to be a gold digger 2.0. Just joking. Sorry. Love you. Just saying. Every time by the time I'm recording Virgo, my brain is fried. All right. The hull in the smoothie is scrambled brain from all this information, from all these learnings, discouragement, lack of initiative, are we there yet energy, seasick energy, like I'm just over these constant fluctuations, trying to always be on top of things and what's the bigger cause here. Do you really value your vision? Do you really value the beliefs that you have acquired? Like, what are they? Maybe you're revising them and removing them again and you're like, oh my God, are we here? Like, are we doing that again? I think I have quite a good set. I've got a good toolbox. Do we have to review it? And life is, and then the toolbox tips over and you're like, God, I need to organize it again. And then you see, like, do I want this? You're looking at it and as if it's a deja vu and there is a color to the emotion and then you became colorblind or something. And you're like, I don't see this as something important, as something that I need. And then you get rid of it. And that could feel a bit, just not discouraging, but the hull in the smoothie for this transit is that they can be legal or educational or travel or some philosophical stuff that can throw a curveball you thought you have covered, but now it's you got used to it being all sorted, or you know it all, and the curveball comes and you're out of the comfort zone again. And for Virgo, it's big, it's huge. Sometimes for Virgos, if you can't master it, you are not doing it. Or if you can't be good at it straight away, you might not even try. But this time you've been really trying, and then this one rookie mistake that you thought that you wouldn't make again. Cover your, so that there's minimal risk, please, for all of us, for all of us. Do it. Security. Taurus is about security. Are you clinging on to the security so much that you're stifling yourself, or are you being a bit more on the reckless side, not fastening your seatbelt, and then you get fined for it, like at the very minimum, right? Yeah, that would be my interpretation. The lesson is your freedom expands as far as you're willing to see it through and to see it differently. Love you, Virgo. You are the best. Sending you lots of love, and thank you for liking and sharing, and thank you for subscribing as well. Please share your experience in the comments, and speak soon. Bye. Libra and Libra rising, Uranus is dipping its toes in your 8th house, and let's just take a deep breath in and a long breath out. For you, Libra, I can actually do this while I'm doing it, because you wouldn't mind it out of all the signs. Yeah? All right. Uranus and Taurus in your 8th house has been gnarly. Everything toxic under the sun, you have come across and transcended, transmuted, mutilated, and spat out. And for you, Libra, it's a jolt awakening to how strong you actually are. You tell me in the comments, because I mean, I don't even know the extent of intensity of this transit for you. Out of all the signs, I think you got it the most intense for the last 8 years. And we are going into that territory yet again. The lesson, I would start with you with the lesson. What you transmute, change, share must strengthen you. If it doesn't strengthen you, it's stripping power away from you. And by power, I mean that true core strength, unapologetic self-value that you bring to the table, and you are now demanding no less, and yet you're fair, Libra, you're fair, no less and no more. It's very clear by now who are you dealing with, what are you sharing with them, with her, with him, and what are you keeping to yourself and making it yours for the taking. The secrets are whether out or are under the rug. Oh, you've got it. Yeah, it's the most, you've got it. Yeah, the seriousness of it all. Your God, even not just your emotion, it's your life that was on the line. Your spiritual life, your emotional life, your physical life, everything was, it felt the punching bags, like it was like back and forth, punching bag, and it felt like you were that punching bag. For some reason, I feel this was the feeling. You felt, what did I do to get this experience? But it's not, I'm not saying like it's going to be back, this experience, but the destabilizing factor of it all can have like a ripple effect for you, meaning that you will be reaping the karma. The karma is gonna get whether them or you or something in between, or maybe nothing in between, just karma for everybody. I'm sorry, but that's how astrology crackles this time for you. What you can get away, the biggest pro is that you get liberated for good from these toxic bonds and really bad contracts and the taboos and all this underworldly stuff that you have transmuted it, and this is the final chapter of that. And make sure that you keep the cards close to you. Only share what you think is truly needed to be shared, and you'll be sweet. Don't sugarcoat it either. Just nice, dry legal system language where you make sure you cover all the nuances of this thing, so that you can transform it in something that empowers you and makes you feel good about yourself in the end. The hull in the smoothie is miscommunication, sloppy contract can give holes, and then you can have not like big consequences, but a loss of control maybe. So make sure you keep things under control, but do not do it in a way that's very smooth, like a smoothie. Yeah, it can relate to intimacy, it can relate to financial stability. So avoid surprises by really naming the thing correctly and addressing it to the right recipient. And I think you will feel like you'll become that resurrected, innovative, flexible ninja out of the ashes. And it would be very fresh for you, even though you've been doing that. But this time it will feel very strong, because your ruler Venus is always going to be doing, listen to the introduction for you, very important, because I'm talking a lot about your ruler. And if you want to get inspired with this whole doomsday interpretation, like to just give yourself a little breather, make sure you watch another video I made about Uranus and Gemini that will be entering your 9th house in April next year, 2026, and that will be inspiring for you, because you will have all these open horizons coming your way and really helping you to forget about all of this that happened in the last 8 years, honestly. Yeah, thank you for your time. Remember that the lesson is here that your power always stays with you, because you are the gravitational pull of your own strength. You are so strong, and that's never going to get away from you. The strength in your spirit. And after all this recovery, you actually become more grace, more strength, more psychic abilities, stronger body, stronger morale. Like, you are the winner. You're the winner, baby. I love this for you in a kind of a quirky way, but this is what Uranus and Taurus is. It cannot get more awkward and quirky and weird, especially for the 8th house placement. Jesus. May the strength be with you, Libra. I love you, and thank you for sharing your experience in the comments. Let other Libras and everyone else know how you do it. And thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. You're the best. Understand that this is all about you and what you bring to the table, and then everything else is secondary. Bye-bye. Love you. Scorpio, you are having Uranus retrograding into your 7th house. You thought it was done, but there is still some unfinished business here, and this revolves around your interests, values, and your partner's values. business partner or marriage, or if you've been dating for quite a while, then it's your boo, the one you love so much. And they are, maybe you were always asking for a sunny side up, and they are making you a scrambled egg and then gaslighting you like, hey, you've always liked it this way. What are you talking about? And you're like questioning yourself, what's going on here? And then you get all suspicious, and then you rattle their cage, or when they go to the bathroom, to the loo in the middle of the night, you make the bed for them and just be like that nasty partner that what is she even saying exactly? Yeah, you were going to be asking this question to your partner. What is he saying? What is she saying? Did I hear that right? What are they doing? I thought that was done. I thought this is over, but no, that's happening again. Expect some surprises from your partner, and also they probably are changing and evolving as well, so they have a new set of expectations from you, and you're like, why now? A bit inconvenient, honey. Can you take the back seat while I'm driving? And they're like, no. It's, if you want to have a big fight, just let one person drive and the other navigate the map, and that's it, pretty much. So this is the transit for you. Let's decipher the biggest lesson, pros, and the hull in the smoothie. Imagine that you are in a relationship, and then, boom, there's someone electrifying coming and sweeping you off their feet. What are you going to do? Are you going to stay loyal, or are you going to change your relationship? Can happen. Anything can happen during this transit, so be diligent. What do you value in the other person, in yourself? What are your values? Are they still the same values? Do a value exercise. And maybe there is a control issue, projection issue, stubbornness in the relationship. Just even like the food, let's say your partner became vegan and it's a logistic hell for you to go shopping for them, or if you do that sort of thing. So are you willing to compromise for your partner? Are they willing to compromise for you? Is there a gap in your relationship, or is everything really good and you are expanding your relationship to new awareness? So let's say everything works, everything is fine, but then you're going into a higher level of awareness, and that is like a microscopic vision. You start to see dust everywhere. Walking around with a microscope, looking for flaws or for things to improve or stuff like that, and then you will find something, and that's where the values can clash. Listen, I don't really mind this like that, and you are like, no, but I do, or the other way around, and that's where you see the gaps in your relationships. So the biggest lesson of this transit is the true harmony lies where you let each other breathe and you let each other roam like beautiful cows in the Alps, and it's all beautiful. Sometimes we need to understand that actually, how do we merge the material world with the utopia? And I mean, if you have figured it out, maybe put it in the comments so everyone will benefit from this info, because I have no idea. I've got moon in Scorpio. I don't even want to look this way. But I think you would do just fine. You got used to this energy. It's not going to be anything new. You've seen your partner freak out so many times, and you've been there for them. So let them do this one more time. Let them breathe. Let them have a moment. Get them a good shrink and make them a cup of tea, and it will be all good. Just be holistic, Taurus, channel Taurus, and anticipate what your lover, what your partner wants, and be a darling for them. And you can't go wrong, even though Scorpio, you sometimes would be thinking, right, I'm not doing that. But that's the lesson. That's the lesson. You let yourself breathe and let them breathe, and everyone will be fine. Thank you for your time and for liking, sharing, and subscribing. My brain is literally fried by this time, but I'm still here showing up, and so will you for your partner. Bye-bye. Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising, are you ready for this Uranus in Taurus in your 6th house dip, the last dip? What is the lesson here? Let's unpack, but first let's go through the biggest pro and the hull in the smoothie for this transit for you. The biggest pro is that you are a guru of self-care. You have learned, you not just learned, you have felt your body on a cellular level. Now you're not working only with your body, you're working with your light body. You're working with your consciousness. You are merging the worlds. Within you, you realize that you are the universe inside of your beautiful cheeks. Not everyone can do that, but you have done it, and you've done it the long way. It's been a long way coming from all the craziness in your early years of life. I don't know how you are, but let's say roaring 20s or perhaps even 30s. But let's say you had crazy 20s. But look at those 20s and all the binge drinking to now, where you are a yoga master. I'm not putting pressure on my audience, but just like giving examples. Or let's say you didn't know much about nutrition, now you know a lot about it. Or you were very scattered in how you go about your business at work. Now you are super organized and everything is just works like a machine. You're a bull at work. Good work ethic, surprising for Sagittarius, but you have mastered that. And this is the biggest pro. You are now like revising and putting the final finishes and crossing the T's and dotting the I's in the places where maybe as life got crazy and crazier with years, it became very second nature, but it will be like a fresh comparison from Uranus and Gemini in your 7th house of relationships, where you could have started focusing a bit outward. It will be time to go back in and like master your meditation or your bioregenesis techniques, or you are doing a bit more gentler detox as it's a retrograde. You are relishing in the Taurian gifts of calm perseverance and nutritious value within yourself, self-worth. You are walking embodiment of the 12-dimensional energetic field and all these big, cool, cutting-edge, amazing things that highly conscious humans are aspiring to do. You're already doing it, okay? If you don't know what I'm saying and it's all mumbo jumbo for you, let's just go back to even if we talk about nutrition, there's so many amino acids and vitamins and minerals, and it all sounds very Latin and very crazy, but you now know how to read all of these things, like in the back of okay, maybe if you're not into that bit, it could be about just keeping your body healthy and whatever that means for you. Finding the right products for your skin, for your hair, your work-life balance, your routine, your exercise routine. You have tried and tested 100 million thousand things, and now you have just picked the cherry picks of that excellence. sauna or weights or Pilates or hiking or staying in the nature, foraging. I mean, Sag, who am I to tell you? You tell me. What have you been up to? And what are you going to do until Uranus wraps up in Taurus and goes into Gemini? You will be you will be ready for that next year in the people you attract in your life, because you have restructured your entire being from the bottom to the top and 360, and you're shining the light. Namaste. I'm a Sag, so let me tell you. I didn't know that I was going to be an astrologer and a tarot reader. I was just like, I was into it, but not to this level, okay? And now I am actually learning all about the light body and all about working with your multidimensional holographic field in order to clear out the interferences that are not for the highest timeline. So all this crazy stuff, you are like blindfolded, can find your way through it. But because you can see it through the third eye, Sag, you are a force to be reckoned with by the end of this transit, full stop. The hal in the smoothie is something that comes, let's say life happens, timetables happen, and you are putting things on the back burner, and then you will realize, oh my God, I really needed that all this time. Why did I disregard it? It's discerning what actually the elements are that you want to keep for good, for life, and do not put them at the back burner. Let's say you have commitments for your projects or for your work, and you just do not exercise for a week. That will be a lesson. That will be something that's just a bitter pill to swallow. Or literally the new health regime that you are finally, again, for the 100,000th time trying, and they are just like disgusting. And you're like, why am I even doing it? And it's too healthy, even for me. I'm just being like a bit sarcastic here, but yeah. So freedom, the biggest lesson here is freedom lives in the structures you create for yourself. Remember, this is for you, and then let the universe follow. Don't make it about the universe first, and then it is you. You cannot bend the laws of nature. You're part of the nature. So just like with nature, rather than become a fluorescent thing that shines at night or something. Don't turn into a jellyfish. Thank you so much for your time, Sagittarius. Just keep it lean and keep it mean. I love you so much, and thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Let's spread the good word out there. And if you didn't understand what I was saying, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I guess this is what life is all about. Sometimes we don't really fully comprehend, but there's always new things to learn. And this Uranus and Taurus will be that. There's always something there that we can do better, or can maybe like have to know better or research deeper. So you know what I mean? Let me know how you go in the comments, and yeah, have a good transit. You deserve it. You've come a long way. Just do not stifle your freedom for the sake of the routine, right? Love you. Bye. Capricorn and Capricorn rising darlings, you've got Uranus in the 5th house. Hooray! Will be pretty simple if you don't stand in your own way, because 5th house is the house of joy. It's beautiful house of taking risks and being larger than life and appreciating everything. Like, you can easily wear a hair like Marge and everyone will be clapping, because how innovative and something cool it is. Blue, tall hair. You get creative, you get freaky, you get to the bottom of your authenticity. Wow, you've come a long way since 2018. It's been trial and error kind of situation. Maybe you've had some head swirling love stories, and now you're a well-rounded dater. You know all the tricks of the dating world. I'm just giving examples here, because fifth house is the house of romance. Maybe you quite set in your ways about fun, or how you have fun, or how you express yourself, on how you draw within the lines, or you're okay to draw out a bit out of the lines. That has been your story arc. So the main pro of this transit for you is all of these explorations in how you play, in your creativity, and in the way you express yourself, is solidifying why you love life so much. And this retrograde motion of Uranus will set you free even more and show you things that you might have maybe missed out on, that you wanted to do and try. Or it will be showing you absolutely new things you didn't even think were there when you first tried or created them. It's kind of like a full circle on a what it is, the Ferris wheel comes full circle. That's it. The hull in the smoothie for you could be unnecessary risk-taking, like you have burnt once in particular thing, in particular scenario, and you go there again because you just cannot resist. Even though for you, Capricorn, it's pretty hard, but because your ruler right now is doing a little bit of a limbo while this is all happening, from Aries to Pisces to Aries again, you can miscalculate it a bit, and you can get confused, and you can get even naive. So I just urge you to do Taurian way and try to look at it in a slow motion. And every single frame of this film, feel it. Because you need it. You need to feel it first. Then you will have enough experience and strength to make the decision that works, that supports your love for life, rather than you playing a daredevil here, okay? And the main thing, sometimes we just want to create, let's say you have Andy Warhol style, you have made a movie about a girl looking into the camera, and she just sits there and just doesn't blink. She just sits there and looks at the camera. And it's like you're getting like that, like self-indulgent indie filmmaker that is here to break the mold. But is it really a fun film to watch? Yes, it can be iconic, it can be very expressive, but is it fun? Like, why are you making it? Are you trying to copy your success once again? But the times have changed, and it might not land as good as the original work. So keep the work original without being a copycat of yourself, without being the AI infiltrated version of yourself. You have to keep it organic, original, true to you, and that will reflect in your lovers, in your creative projects, in the way how you come across as a creative beast, right? And in the best possible way. I mean, the beast. Because some people think you're the beast for real. No to the beast machine. No, no, no. Create for the thrill of it, for the fun aspect of it. Become a child again. Stubborn child that just wants it the way that you want it, rather than for the applause or for the algorithm or for all this crap that they try to impose. That's the biggest lesson. And biggest haul in the smoothie is something to do maybe with your projects or kids or lovers that not even about, let's say you do everything right, like you always do, right? Something Capricorn. And these other entities are stirring the pot and maybe sucking the joy out of it a bit. So that could be the only thing that just destabilizes your creative flow. So allow some freedom and allow your kid the freedom of speech. So talk to them and make it work. You're going to make it work. This will be the final sort of dip, and then it's done. And you will look at your whatever you have created, even at your own children, if you have them, as your biggest masterpieces. No matter how much sometimes they can make your life a bit harder than it should be. So just speaking from experience. I love you, Capricorn, so much, and thank you for watching, and thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. You're making my day, and good luck, and let me know how you go. Can't wait to hear from you. Bye. Love you. Aquarius and Aquarius rising, you have Uranus dipping its toe in your 4th house. The final push of liberating changes when it comes to your home and family that is setting you free for good. And you know how to anticipate the shift now because, I mean, Uranus has been in Taurus since 2018. It moved into Gemini. Now it's retrograding, will be in Taurus one more time. This is it. You draw the line in the sand, and the changes that you have yourself initiated about this, or life has shown you a new way of doing for home and family, experiencing it, valuing it, investing in it, and receiving as well as it is a relationship. You are here. I like this sense of freedom and expansion this new dynamic is giving me, which is you like this. You are the ruler of Uranus. Uranus it's written all over on your bones. And you are shaking it up a little bit one more time just to make sure that everyone in your household and all the walls surrounding you in alignment, in a playful alignment. Yes, it can be messy. Yes, it can be a bit chaotic, but you are integrating a new set of rules, maybe, or the systems, innovating on just that private sector of your life that not many people have access to, but you. And you're stubborn about that. Maybe before it was all up in the air, but now it's like the dust is settling and you are pushing forward. You are reviewing so that you can move forward. You are looking back at your roots. You're looking back at your definitions of home and family, of even the interior design has a revision of sorts happening. Like the furniture can be shifted around in the more freeing sort of way. Might not be at first very intuitive, but you're gonna get there. By the end of this transit, you will have your private space set up in the way that makes you feel safe and stable in the unstable. How can I say it better? Because it's a bit of an oxymoron that, it's like stability in instability. Like shifting sands home environment. But these sands are so dear. Are you going to cling on to some aspects of it, or are you really ready to wipe it into a new direction, a new set of information, a new status quo. So these roots, they do feel unstable until you look at it again and you redefine stability. What does it mean for you to feel safe? What does it mean for you to be home, to feel home? Who is your family? How are they listening? Are they not listening? Are you listening to them? Is there love in the house? And how can you surplus the love? How can you forgive and move beyond the matter together? Because Taurus is ruled by Venus, and it's the planet of relationships in the home. You will be listening a lot this retrograde season of Uranus, because you have to play a role, not on just giving out your ideas and orders and suggestions or in moving furniture on yourself. You would need some help so you don't strain your back moving that couch 3 inches to the left or something because you really feel like that's gonna create a better feng shui or something. You would need to ask for help and also to be able to give help to others. The biggest lesson here for you is that you have the freedom to build something big, expansive, beautiful, without feeling like a bird in the cage of your convictions or of your instincts or desires. You are no longer a slave to your desired nature when it comes to your home and family. You're giving it some room to breathe, and also other family members or people of interest, they see that and they will respect you more for it because of how grown up and grounded you are in all this time of uncertainty, chaos, and instability. You make them feel seen and safe. Boom. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching, and appreciate your likes, subscriptions, and comments. And I love you, Aquarius. And have a good transit. One last time. Revise and be wise. Love you. Bye. Pisces and Pisces rising. Uranus is dipping its toes back in your 3rd house, which is very, you would think, fresh, because you have changed. Oh boy, you have changed. This year especially, 2025, has been the unapologetic new me, new year, new me, and you are talking about it. You are saying it straight, and you're saying it, this is the new me. But and it's a big one. Because you have learned a lot, you're now being a bit stubborn with this, like very Taurian. And that's very fresh, especially to those who got used to that older version of you. But now you are embracing the new identity, and you also solidifying your revolution in how you speak, what you consider worthy of your time, who is your friend, who is soul brother, soul sister, how you guys exchange information, what's the back and forth, and also what are you learning along the way. That thing that stimulates your mind and helps your soul grow. This opens the doors very fast. You have to keep your mind open this Uranus and Taurus last kind of wrap up, because this is what will propel you forward as you change position in the board game. I'm excited for you, and it's very, yes, Uranus is disruptive, but you're not going to be the super fish out of the water here. This is all feminine energies, but your stamina is proper male tennis player. Swish. Boom. It's good. I like it. I mean, you use caution, feel it through, visualize it before you do anything crazy. But you can't really go wrong here because you have learned your new identity, or maybe you are learning about your new identity, and now it's time to practice how you talk about it to others, what you communicate, and also how you think about your new identity, and you solidify it in the innovative, exciting, surprising, even to yourself way. Beautiful. There's like a hull in the smoothie, and that is staying flexible in the changing environment, because your friends might not really vibe with you as, not like friends. I'm talking one-on-one friends, those types of friends, not just a whole Facebook group, yeah? More like a one-on-one friendships, those one-on-ones that you really value. Be careful, they might not value the new version of you altogether. Why I'm saying the new version? Because the ruler of Pisces, Neptune, has entered a new sign, Aries, conjoining Saturn. That is was just in Pisces for the last 3 years. Together with Neptune, they are like ganging up together from the last degrees of Pisces into the new territory of Aries, the new beginning. So you had enough, you're over it, and now you're like, let me just blank canvas me. In terms of you are an artwork and you are an artist, and that's so much freedom there. And now you're gonna write the press release the old version of you would never write. So you're sharing this press release with your friend, and they're reading it and they're thinking like, I'm a bit intimidated, or who are you? Do I even know you? Or there might be a lack of resonance, so that could create chaos. It might not necessarily be friends. It could be just the way you come across on social media, or things that interest you, your interests, and just your local environment, even your neighborhood and things like that. And that can cause you to reassess. Taurus is good for that, but how you're dealing with the information, and information being chaotic, plus, minus, hot, cold, you have to be flexible. The biggest lesson for Uranus and Taurus in your third house is the story changes when the narrator changes. So if, let's say, we put someone else here saying what I'm saying, it will be a different story. It will be a different message. And you are the one deciding on that story, because you are the narrator that has like transformed, or rather than transformed, I would say was born again. You're born again, and your story is is being born again. And that's the lesson here. Love you. And thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. A pleasure to have you here, and a big honor. Let me know how you go in the comments. See you soon. Bye, Pisces. Love you.